ninja.
Yeah.
What did you think on the weekend?
Well, I mean, I was hoping we'd see him run really well, because I was obviously very happy with how he'd been going. I mean, it was there for everybody to see with his 2 trials that he'd obviously seemed to have come back in good order, but until you actually see them put it down on race day against quality opposition, you're never really too sure. So to see him come out first up from a long break, still quite wintry, yeah, it was pretty amazing to see him do what he did, and hopefully he can springboard off that.
The stats or the times particularly that came out of the race were pretty staggering. I mean, the time that he ran for the 1200 would have won, you know, been very competitive in the last 5 Everests or so, plus a top speed of 72 k's an hour, plus those sectionals mid-race as well. How much do you take note of that? I know there's some people who go, oh, times aren't everything, but the way he ran that race, I reckon times nearly are everything. Yeah,
I think sectional times are very sort of revealing. I'm not, you know, overall times I can take it or leave it a little bit, but I think sectionals do tell a pretty clear picture at any race, and yeah, I thought his sectionals obviously were pretty impressive. So I'm happy with the sort of the program we've tried to settle on with him now. I think we've probably worked out that he is a pure sprinter. I won't be suggesting we stretch him out to a mile anymore. Been there and done that, but yeah, I think you've got to work to his strengths, and his form suggests that he's got a, you know, elite sort of turn of foot. So let's use it.
He can get a little bit hot and buzzy, but he was vastly better on the weekend. Once Tommy hopped on board, though, even from where I was standing, you could see he does come alive, doesn't he? He
does, yeah. I mean, that's just his nature.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a very difficult colt early doors, hence the reason we had to geld him, because he wasn't easy to manage. And he's still got a few of those little fiery traits, but he's improved out of sight. I think that trip to Queensland did make a big difference, as it often does with young horses. And I think he's one that's really benefited from having that trip away from his normal environment. You know, the young horses, they have to learn to cope with that mentally, and it does them the world of good. And, you know, hopefully he'll just continue to mature that way, but he's going right the way he is too.
That will hold him in good stead for a very busy day at Randwick, possibly in mid-October. How would he cope with the pressure of a fast run, 1200, $20 million race, but also how would his trainer cope with everything that surrounds that as well?
Horse probably better than trainer, I'd say. Oh, look, you never really know, but I think in terms of the pressure of the race, I think he'd eat it up.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's been out and won over slightly longer trips, and you know, there may be a bit of a theory around that sometimes a good sort of solid 1400 metre type horse is well suited to a race like that. I don't think that would be an issue for him. I think the day itself, you know, that'll be something, you know, we'll have to sort of deal with it if we get there, as we need to. But I think the more times he's going to the races, the better he's getting, and you know, hopefully that'll be the case the further into this prep we go.
So he's having a little freshen up at the moment, and then what are next steps?
Yeah, well, I sort of sat down on Sunday and had a good look at the program and thought, well, if we are some chance of getting to an Everest, the right sort of program is to maybe go through the shorts and the Premier into a race like that. So that being the case, I mean, the shorts isn't for another 6 weeks, I think. So I thought, well, why not get him out, you know, give him a bit of a freshen up now. So he's having probably 2 weeks, just, you know, doing a bit of treadmilling in the morning and out in the paddock during the day.
Yeah.
Get him back in here, we'll give him a nice sort of easy trial before the shorts, and then at this stage the shorts into the Premier would be the way we'd go.